Any advice on how to take benefits from sitting in with the scholars and with the sheikhs, how to take notes? Na'am. So this is the 40 Nawawi hadith, and I take notes. So this is, for example, the hadith that we are on, the 6th hadith. Do you see this? You see how I take notes? So you have up here, and I take notes all the way, and as you can see down here, on the sides. طيب, what do you do? What you do is you underline as well. You can underline and you can put a number. So you underline what? So the sheikh is talking about this. You underline it. You put number 1, and then above here you say you put number 1, and you start writing down what the sheikh said about this. So this is one thing. Another thing is, and this is what I do, if I do not hear correctly what the sheikh said, I don't just start writing out whatever I want, because that's where you say a sheikh al-allama so and so said, and he never said so. This is, you are the sheikh al-allama who said, not the sheikh al-allama. You say al-allama Salih al-Suhaimi said, and he never said so. You are the one who's saying. You actually forgot what he said, and you started filling in words. So what do? After you sit with the sheikh and you write down, go back and listen again. You have the audio, you listen and you write down. Take your time. You're studying. First of all, this is a revision for you. Second of all, you will correct your mistakes. And third of all, you have the time to write. I recommend to write on the book itself, not on a separate book. Because if you do that, mostly, I've heard even from many students of knowledge that they do not actually pay attention to what they have written on a separate notebook. But when they open the book again, they instantly, I am reading here, so this is the explanation of Sheikh Salih al-Fawzan, and I have here what Sheikh Sulaiman Rahili said. So I can read, of course, underline, and put marks that this is important, this is really important, this is extremely important. Sometimes I put like stars, and not stars, like, and sometimes I make 3, sometimes I put an arrow that you must read this. Sometimes I don't make an arrow, I make just a small line, meaning you can read this. And what I do sometimes is if something is extremely important, extremely important, and I have to take a look at it, look what I did here. I fold the page. Look, you see, I fold the page from the bottom. You see this? It's so I can directly go back to it. So when you revise, you have the folded pages. Even if it was 800 pages, what you can do is what? You will only read the folded pages. So this is a revision of what? Of the most important things that you would you want to memorize and know. And it's popping out of the book. You know, the benefits that are of extreme importance, and you want to know and memorize. طيب. Another type of revision is that when you open the book, you only read what you have underlined. So this takes 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, maybe a week to finish the book. But if you want to read an 800 pages or 3,000 page book, it's going to take you a very long time. So this is the second type of revision. The third type of revision is what? Is if you want to read the whole thing. You understand, barakallahu fikum? So we have types of revision, and I do this. Look, this is the book of Tawheed. I printed the book of Tawheed. Do you see how many folded pages in there? You see how many pages I folded? When I want to revise the book of Tawheed, I will only go through the folded pages. If I want a more in-depth revision, I would read what I have underlined and what I have written down. And also what I do sometimes, especially with a book like the book of Tawheed that I have written so much, and I have taken a great great care of. What I would do is, for example, look here. I have written, this is me writing. So I folded this page. So what I have written is more than what is written here. You see what I have written? So I put a little mark up top here. You see this? Like a square that is filled. Meaning that on the folded page, this is what I have to read. This is what I have to pay attention. And even if I wanted not just the folded page. The folded page is going to take 15 minutes for me to read, or 10 minutes. So I put a mark that this is exactly what I want from this page. If you don't do this, ilm is too much. Let me ask you a question. If now you and I decide we will read the explanation of Sahih al-Bukhari for Imam Ibn Uthaymeen, it's like 24 volumes. How are you going to revise it? How will you revise 24 volumes? It's unrealistic. So you have to have a system. You have folded pages, you have certain marks that you understand, you underline things, you do a system. Sometimes you do a system just for this book. You say, look, I'm gonna fold every page I want from this book because it's 24 volumes. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I will only read the folded books. Or you can say, look, I will skim through the book and I will only read what I have underlined or put a mark next to. And if I want a faster revision, only for the folded books. I hope that this was beneficial. This is my way.